Welcome all of you. Today we will discuss in respect of types of auditings. First, we're discussing on the compliance audit. So, compliance audit is nothing but the audit of compliance of rules and regulations, which is a mandatory of the company, whether she should be complied or not, and what is the consequences if not complied, and what is the legal obligation may arise on the company. So far as concerns, in the previous video, we see that the scope of the day by day auditing can be increasing for the not only financial audit but the every sectors. It can be increase the scope as a result that this is one of the compliance audit, because company having a when company going on doing business, at that time company can be apply majority laws like a business law, factory act law, wages act, service rules, GST, income tax, so many. So when they should be apply this, so they should be maintain their account as per the requirement of the law. If suppose there is a deviation from the compliance, it may create the legal obligation on the company, and it may be a cause a loss, or it may be a just someone should be file the sue against the company, and legal obligation should be on the company and officer of the company, and unnecessary company should be pay the damages and loss. So company always make the compliance audit. So next, financial audit. So in previous video, we discussing regarding the financial audit. So financial audit is a audit of the uh, balance sheet, profit and loss account, and statement of change in equity, and notes of the, yes, in the financial audit what we should be done. Financial audit, we should be see the verification of the transaction from the original vouchers, whether the entries made by the company as per the rules and regulation or not. We have to check it. Yes, it is a duty of the company, as and when company can be just make the authentication of the records, and it can be checks and find out that whether the financial position of the company show the true and fair view or not. So it is a just exhibit the financial position true or not, it can be checked into the financial audit. In operational audit, just it is nothing but the internal audit. Company just it's operational means what are the activities conducting by the company into their day-to-day operations, whether they as per the objective or not, it can be checked by the company board of directors. Can be appointed internal auditors. It may be a chartered accountant, maybe a cost accountant, or any other professionals. And moreover, as per the section 138 of the Companies Act, rules 14, account and audit rules, when the company's turnover more than 200 crores and paid up capitals more than 25 crores, and company borrowings or taking the loans from any financial institute which be more than the 1 crores, and company make the deposit more than 50 lakhs, that is a mandatory for the every organization, whether profit organizations or private company or public company which are not listed. It is a mandatory for the appoint internal audit system. So operational audit may see check the company's efficiency, effectiveness for the purpose of the company's objectives can achieve by the company or not. It can be come to know only due to the operational audits. So it's also named as a management audit also. Now information system audit is also called the ES audit. So friends, we come to know that now the ever changing atmospheres, the technology can be used for to the performing any transaction. So far as concerns with our financial transaction also, we use Tally, ERP, SAP, or more computer based accounting systems. And even the businesses can be going on online transactions. So we have to take the Amazons, Flipkarts, and other companies. Just they should be doing the business of online. So it is related with your bank accounts, business, and this is a mediators, and through the business transaction is going on. So it is a very difficulty to the when the transaction is performing, sometimes maybe a difficult to trace out the original transactions. So at that times, as and when the online business or computer based business or transaction going on to the online, when there is a one record can be created, yes, in electronic forms. So when we found the authentication of the transactions, prevention the frauds, prevention the malpractices and errors. So information system auditor is this. So ISA, the person should be qualified for the ISA or DISA or maybe equivalent qualifications for performing the information system audits. So under this audit, whatever the electronic transactions or e-business transaction can be performed by the company, it can be checked by the auditors and give their reports whether the financial positions, operationals, and all the things can be as correct or not. If suppose there is a deviations, he should be make the adverse report also. Now next type is the tax audit. So tax audit so far as concerned with the income tax, and it tax audit is a mandatory under section 44 AB of the income tax 1961. When it is a mandatory, there is a two conditions: when the turnovers of the business is more than 1 crores, or any service provider organizations and their turnover may be a 50 lakhs. At that time, there is a mandatory to conduct the tax audit from the chartered accountants. Yes, it can be defined into the Chartered Accountant Act 1945 49. So when the tax audit can be performed by the auditors, he should be a see that under this audit, whatever the expenses charged by the company, it is admissible or inadmissible as per the income tax. Okay, in the accountings, we just making the record as per the vouchers and accrual system we have to adopt it, but the tax audit as per the laws. And sometimes it may be possible some variation for the calculation tax on the basis of the financial account books and tax audit books, may be variation because some excesses, some expenses may disallowed under the tax audit and some can be allowed into the financial accounting. So maybe deviation is this. That's why the concept tax, current tax, deferred tax concept can be a years. So tax audit can be just audit of the income tax rules and regulations, whether the company can be apply or not, and according to the auditor can be just make their report 3CB 3CD forms when the completion of the audit. Now next part is the investigative audits. So we come to know that the financial audit having a limitation, only it is a duration is only 12 months, and information system audit just we have to see it's concerned with the just electronic transaction or e-business transaction. But here one thing is we come to know that the investigative audits. So investigation may be a differs as per the objective of the persons. Maybe a board of directors can be appointed as a investigator, maybe a shareholders of the company, maybe a lenders, maybe a debenture holders may request to the governments. So investigative audit can be performed through the central governments, or make company or ROC can be appoint the investigative audit. So what is the purpose? Because we want to know the, if suppose the business going for the amalgamation, absorption, reconstructions, or some people can be joined to the company. At that time they think that whatever the transaction took place into the company, it can be a correctly or not, and it may be there is a no time durations, maybe a 5 years 6 years back audit can be performed, find out the authentications, find out the what is the history of the company, history of the promoters, what is the objective behind that the company can be established. There is so many objectives for the investigative audit, because there is a not limitations regarding the which aspect we have to be audited by the company, financial position, non-financial informations, so on. So next is a payroll audit. So we come to know that the Satyam's scam may happen due to the inappropriate of the amount of the wage bill and salary and other manipulation also. So maybe a major and major expenses of the company going on to the payroll, because some intellectual person can be appointed, and success and failure of the company is depending on the skillful persons. So payroll audit is necessary because how many person appointed by the company and their record into the exist into the HR departments, earlier it's called the personal departments, and how many people actually comes into the company, what is their ships, a ship, b ship, c ships, what is the quantum we have to pay them, what is the salary structure of the every employee. There is maybe a class 1, class 2, class 3 or class 4. There is a hierarchy of the every organization differs according to the nature of the business. Here the auditor just making how much wages and salary to pay to their employee, and actually how many people can be working, and it can be checks their promotions, retirement, gratuities, insurance, as there is a number of component of the salary. So it means just verification of the all the records and to find out the truth and so on. Now next part we just discussing on planning. An auditor should plan his work. Audit basic principles. So friends, what is the principle? Every professions and every persons having their own principles. So the principles is nothing but it is a rules and regulations. Even the Chartered Accountant Act 1949, it is a very strict rules and regulation on the auditors. So earlier in the, if see the first video here, we make the discussion on independence mind and independence appears for the just in first preface. So here the planning, so when the auditor should be make the plans for their works, so he should be the first principle, he should be make the plan as such that their audit should be just complete within the particular periods. Next, honesty. So friends, when we want to work, so one thing is very important things, that is honesty, because it is an independent mind and independence appear is necessary when we should be discharging the duty, not only the auditing but other area also. So this is a part of morals and ethical part is this. So auditor just make emphasis as a honesty, means he should be a just impartial attitude, free from the prejudice and so on. So next principle is the secrecy. So as an auditors, we should be see the valuable information of the company. So always it can be secret and it not be disclosed. Okay, if the disclose informations, it is a professional guilt also, and it can be a make the punishment also. Yes, as an we undertake the audit, it is a duty of the auditor not make the any information any persons until and unless legal obligation. If the court can be a proceeding is going on and he should be giving the evidence at that times, maybe a possible he should be disclose the things when the legal obligation come on the auditor. So next principle is the audit evidence. So sufficient and appropriate audit evidence collected by the auditors, on that basis he should be giving the opinions. So when discharging the duty, it is a necessary of offering the explanation and collect the information from the personnel of the company and different persons, those who are actually work on the jobs, and then he should be make the conclusions and go for the reportings. Now internal control systems, so he, before auditor make the plans, he just observing whether the internal control system is quite good and everything is going on the as per the policy of the company. If there is any weaknesses noticed by the audit during the course of audit, he should be informed to the company's management, that is board of directors. There is maybe weaknesses and it may be cause the losses of the company, and the financial statement may be not show the true and fair view. Skill and competence, so when undertaking the audit, so auditor first come to know that whatever the audit he will undertake, whether he is that types of the skill and competent and a particular duration he completing the audit or not, and then he should be performed. Yes, he should be make the plans, make the skill for discharging the duty. What is the role of the auditor? Yes, he should be a discharge what is the legal obligations on that, and according to he should be performing the works. Next is the work done by the others. Always one person cannot be do, but auditors may be appointed the more person as an assistant. They may be a qualified and they should be giving us such skill and trainings. So they should be able the and support to the auditor works. So, but ultimately the responsibility on the auditors when he should be making the reports. It is not blame to the their subordinates and assistants. A working paper is a asset, means when during the course of audit a lot of queries can be comes into the audit planning. So auditors, what did auditor just make the collect the evidence, and that collect the evidence, just auditor just make their working papers, and working paper is an asset of the auditors, as and when the legal obligation may arise into the future. At that times the working paper can be a support to the auditors. So thank you friends.